What's the question for today?
All right, Sifu. So in the last interview, you mentioned the image of a martial artist, that they're fit, that they are, symmetrical, that they're strong, and there are some people out there who are overweight, who may not, they may have a physical impediment, So I guess, what would you say to a person who they are proficient in martial arts, but they might be overweight, or they may have had an accident where they had to stop practicing for a while, and but they're getting back into it, and they do consider themselves martial artists. So how would you address those who are not in immaculate physical condition, and yet they have practiced martial arts in the past, or they are practicing right now? How would you address them?
I feel everybody can practice martial arts, and some people practice martial arts without even noticing or even knowing that they practice martial arts. Martial arts is a way of life. But the interesting thing about martial arts is it's a physical expression, it's a spiritual expression, it can be an intellectual expression as well. You could know a lot. The forms, for example, works in your memory, and you could read a lot of books and you can know a lot about martial arts. So a good example would be Cus D'Amato, who was the trainer of Mike Tyson. He took Mike Tyson under his wing to pretty much adopted Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson wouldn't have been Mike Tyson without Cus D'Amato. And if you've seen Cus D'Amato was a very old person, overweight, and he barely looked like he could move, but he had the mental, and he shared that with Mike Tyson to get him to get to where he was. Now, Mike Tyson lacked the mental and he lacked the spiritual, but he got that from Cus D'Amato. So they both came together to bring Mike Tyson to where he was at. And you see that's how sports goes. Phil Jackson can't do what Michael Jordan was doing, but he had the mental, he had the spiritual, and he would share that with Michael Jordan, share that with Scottie Pippen, share that with Steve Kerr, share that with all these people, and then they would become successful because of what he shared. So Osho is not a martial artist, but his wisdom, I keep going back to him because there's something amazing there that I myself can never imagine myself getting to that level of spiritual development, of intellectuality. Same thing with Lao Tzu. So I highly value people that are very spiritual, very intellectual. But once again, when I talk about martial arts, it also incorporates the physical, and that's what makes it different than just intellectual study, than just being a meditative person. So when people say I consider myself a martial artist, nobody could tell you otherwise. That's why the law can't hold it down and be like, you know what, we're going to shut your business down because you're a fraudulent martial artist. They can't do that, because who is to say that you're a fraudulent martial artist? Who out there could tell you that? Except for yourself. It's a self-evaluation to see, do I really feel that I am representing the martial arts? And that's what really matters. Now, what I'm saying is my opinion based on my experiences, based on my expectations upon myself. And people want to hear my expectations upon myself because they are interested to see whether or not their expectations could be improved upon. We all expect, if you want to be great and a successful person, you need to expect a lot more than just the average. And I know you know what I'm talking about because you expect a lot out of yourself in what you do. Same thing with me. So I have high expectations for myself. I cannot call myself a martial artist if I'm out of shape. It cannot even be considered. No way. But something could happen. I got in a car, an accident before, riding my bike, and a car just hit my bike. Luckily, I was okay, but my wheel was smashed. but maybe just a few more feet or just a few more inches, he could have broke my leg. And if that happened, am I a martial artist anymore? Well, my leg is broken. I might not be able to kick anymore. I might not be able to do a lot of things that I used to be able to do, and it's going to be painful to go through that. And you look at Derrick Rose, you look at these NBA players, he messes up his knee. Now he can't play at the level that he used to. Look at Michael Jordan. He was the best in basketball. Now his age has prevented him from getting to that level that he used to be. So everybody's going to come to that eventually. Old age will get you. But the thing is, what martial artists do, no matter what situation they're in, they will put their effort towards being the best that they possibly can be based on their circumstances. So my disability, for example, is my height. Even women are taller than me. Okay, so that becomes my natural disability, and I got to work with it to make it a strength. And I have. And I'm not a perfect person. There's a lot of things that I can't do. But I have a lot of expectations for myself. And I use Bruce Lee as a guidance. Be like, can I reach to that level? And can I potentially even surpass that level? That's what I am inspired to do. Now, I would like to serve as an inspiration for other people in that way. But that is not on me. That's on them. I'm not telling them, hey, look at me and be like me. No, I'm saying be yourself. If you feel that you're a martial artist, then hey, who's to tell you otherwise? But what I'm saying, according to my standards, what I would consider an advanced martial artist is somebody that is at the level of Bruce Lee or above. I feel that he should set the standard, and if people cannot reach that standard, then they might be martial artists, but they're just not at that level. A lot of people love Jackie Chan, but I don't consider him a martial artist like Bruce Lee. A lot of people love all these cage fighters. I don't consider none of them at the level of Bruce Lee. I have a lot of standards because it's not just the physical, it's also the combative, and it's also the spiritual. So I expect a lot. So I'm not trying to put down people that are overweight, to say that they can't, do well in the martial arts. They could do very well. I mean, when I teach the kids, time and time again, it's the people that weigh more are the ones that have it naturally easier for them to beat up other people because they just have that extra weight on them. And it's so hard for people that are skinny to even survive against the big people. And you don't see that in combat sport. They put the small people against small people, big people against big people. Well, try putting a big person against a small person, see what happens. A lot of times the small people, they'll get destroyed. You got somebody that's all cut up, he's all small, but he's a six-pack everywhere. Put him against a big person, get choked out, killed. I mean, it's just, big people are naturally powerful. They don't even got to work out and they're powerful. So there's a lot of positive things about being big. So if I was a big person, I might use that to my advantage. But at the same time, we still got to pay attention to science and know scientifically what has been proven to be representing optimum health. Not to take martial arts out of it. If you are obese, from a scientific standpoint, does that mean you're going to live longer? Does that mean you're going to be happier? Does that mean that you're going to live a healthier life? If science says no, then that is proof to say that as a martial artist, if you want to achieve a high level, you should not be overweight. You should not be obese. Not because you're not good enough in fighting, but because for your health, you're not representing optimum health. So take away this type of feeling of being offensive. It's just about health. My question is, what is representing optimum health? And I'm saying, whatever that is, that's what a martial artist should be. I'm not necessarily saying that that's where I'm at, but that's what I'm striving to be. And if I ever become overweight, I'll be very disappointed in myself because that's something I can control, opposed to being born with a certain disability or going through an accident. If I go through an accident, it'll be devastating. But I guarantee you, through my training in the martial arts, I will learn to fight through it to still be great at what I do. Because that's what being a martial artist is, that's what it's all about. You know, so I relate to people like Bruce Lee, people like Tony Jaa, people like Jet Li, who are small but capable, because I'm small myself. I relate to Isaiah Thomas in Boston Celtics because he's a small person playing with the big folks. I relate to them because that's how I am. I can't relate to LeBron James because I'm not 6'8", 260 pounds pure muscle. That's not me. So I'm inspired by a Bruce Lee, not a LeBron James. So if I got in an accident, I'm missing an arm, then I will be inspired by people that don't have arms that are doing their thing. You know, so martial arts is about teaching you to be a stronger person. But I'm just saying to represent the elite to what Bruce Lee was representing, it requires this, and this. And it's not putting people down. I'm just saying that's what I'm striving towards. And if you want to, you can strive towards that yourself as well. Or you can just create your own goals and just make up your own system and just decide what you think is good enough for you. Because if there's nobody else forcing you to reach a certain standard, then who's forcing? Yourself. And if you decide, you know what, I don't need to be in shape to be a martial artist. I don't need to work out. No big deal. I can take care of the person. Okay, then that's your expectations. But it's the same thing that people just have guns. Well, I don't need to. Why even train in martial arts? You got a gun. You don't have to worry about nothing. So you don't need to train in combat. You don't need to train in fitness. You don't even got to meditate. Just get the gun and just carry it with you everywhere. Why even train in the martial arts? But the martial arts challenges you. You know what? You got the gun, but what can you survive without the gun? Can you use the sword? Can you use the nunchuck? What if you have no weapons? Can you defend yourself? You know, like now, when you train in martial arts and you try to defend yourself without any weapons, you'll know that if you're not in optimum shape, you're going to be at a disadvantage. So the better shape that you get in, automatically your techniques will be better because you're in better shape. Like you might be able to know how to do something, but if your body's just not capable of doing it because you're not flexible enough, because you don't have enough cardio, because you don't have enough strength, because you don't have enough speed, then you might know it, but it doesn't mean you can execute it. And that is just science. It's like a Michael Jordan. He is the best, but not now. He can't compete with LeBron James. But it's going to happen with LeBron James too. And Kobe Bryant. Just everybody through time. But the thing is, the difference with martial arts and with sport is that when you're 60 years old, you can still be very proficient in defending yourself, even at 60. Because you just took care of yourself so well that people that are even in their 20s can't even touch you. And because the martial artist knows how to train to preserve their life, and even at 60, 70, maybe 80, 90, they can still hold their own, and even 20-year-olds will have a tough time. Because I'm gonna be one of them. Yes. If I keep living, I guarantee I'll be one of them. Have a bunch of 20 years come in and they won't even be able to touch me. Because I'm so good at what I do, they will not be able to touch me. And a little bit, you see it with Mayweather. He boxes very smart, and when he boxes, he barely gets hit, and he's like older than everybody. McGregor's trying to challenge Mayweather, and he's like double his age. So it's showing that mental and spiritual can overcome the physical if you take care of your health. But if Mayweather got hit in the head like bunches of time, and he's got CTE, he would not be able to still be proficient at his age. So people that are overweight, I want them to just be inspired to just get in shape. I've never been overweight, but I've trained people that have been overweight, and I've trained them to get in shape, and it's something that you could control. Just watch what you eat, sleep, and exercise. You know, and don't feel bad, sorry for yourself, because it's something you can control. But if there's racism coming at you, that's nothing you could you could do about that. What about people that get mistreated because of how they look, that they can't control? But weight is something you can control, so there's really no excuse. It's almost like an excuse to just be lazy. And for my own standards, that's not an excuse. You know, that's just for me. And I might have put offensive videos out there in the past, but I'm trying to I'm growing, I'm trying to mature, I'm trying to become better at expressing my ideas. But fact of the matter is, I don't like to be bullied. I don't like to bully other people. I don't like to put other people down. But I would like to inspire people.
Yes.
So people that are out of shape, let's get in shape.
Yeah.
You know, let's get in shape and represent the martial arts. Because I know a lot of people that are out of shape, because it's not just about being overweight. There's a lot of skinny people out there that are just weak. So they need to get in shape.
Yes.
I've met a lot of weak people. They might be skinny, but they're weak, and even the overweight person will destroy the skinny person. If you put an overweight person against a skinny person that's weak, the overweight person will destroy the skinny person.
Yes.
So I'm not just talking about overweight people. I'm just talking about people that are not at their optimum health. Let's get to our optimum health to represent the martial arts. Because the only reason some people are even listening to me is because I'm in decent shape. If I was not in shape, people are like, man, I ain't listening to that dude. He's not even in shape. He can't even spar. He can't do nothing. Why listen to him? That's what they're going to say.
Yes.
You know, who is Customato without Mike Tyson? If he didn't train Mike Tyson, nobody listened to Customato. But because of Mike Tyson, it's like, oh, let's listen to Customato now. Now, I don't have somebody that I'm training to be the Mike Tyson. All I have is myself. So I need to represent the best that I possibly can be to get the respect that I'm supposed to get, to inspire people that are weaker or overweight or too skinny to get in shape, to represent the martial arts with humbleness, with wisdom, with love, with compassion, to pretty much share the martial arts the way that it's supposed to be shared. When you meet a person that's really strong but he's humble, that's a beautiful thing. Because typically, people that are really strong, they get arrogant and they get conceited and they become assholes. And the people that are not in shape, they're nice. So what happens, they need to transform their fitness, retain that niceness to share that to the world because it's needed. There's just too many arrogant people out, because I don't even want to talk about the overweight people. I want to talk trash about the fighters who are in shape, but then they're so arrogant, so violent, and I just can't stand that. Forget about the overweight people. I don't want to pick on them. I want to pick on the fighters that are just bullying people. That's what I want to pick on, honestly. So I'm not against, I don't have something against people that are overweight. Not at all. I just want to motivate them because I need help. I need help to represent the martial arts, not just by myself. You know, and people will listen to people that are talented. They keep talking about LeBron James, not because he sucks, not because he's on the bench, because he's supposed to be the best in the game. So everybody wants to pay attention because he's the best. So in order for people to listen to me, I got to try to be the best that I can be. And I cannot be the best that I can be if I'm overweight or if I'm not in shape. You know, so that's it.
Sifu, we thank you for your patience, and I'm sure that you are an inspiration to many people. So, you know, your supporters are out there, and we thank you.
Thank you.